enforcement.
Kick ass and chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
So,
blow it out your ass.
Blow it out your ass. I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck. I've got balls of steel.
It's so juvenile. Did Ramirez ever make rank? The fact that he's still...
Bro, that guy should be the general of the fucking army at that point.
The fact that he hasn't earned a Medal of Honor for anything he did.
How many fucking Russians did that dude kill and put himself in harm's way for a Burger King?
Easily 100...
That's the most American thing you can do.
Dude, easily 150 plus.
Yeah.
Like Jake Conway.
Jake Conroy? Conway. Yeah. Jake.
That game...
Who wants to play as some asshole named Jake?
No offense to anyone named Jake, but no,
I mean it. Fuck you. America.
Best $2 I ever spent.
And then he goes... Or he's like...
Do lead.
Porcupine to the face.
Hello, everybody. Happy late Independence Day. We're here to celebrate our two favorite things, America and gaming, so we figured we would talk about the most American games we can think of in terms of content, character, just all across the board.
It's not necessarily pro-America or anti-America or any of that, but it's just American themes. Because as we went down the line, we had certain games where it's like, this isn't really like a Michael Bay, fuck yeah, America kind of thing, like Team America, basically a parody where it's just taking the piss. It's like there's a lot of games where it's like that are like that, but then you have your other games like BioShock Infinite where it's like America, U.S.A. plastered everywhere, but there's obviously some negative,
much more negative overtones about it. But anyway,
precisely.
So that being said, let's start off with the most American thing I can think of
in gaming. Yeah.
And you know what it is?
I have a whole long ass list, but
can I just name it off the top of my head?
Yeah, go for it.
McDonald's games.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. What about that sneaking Burger King game?
And I said, yes, that is literally corporate America incarnate.
Yeah.
Any fast food licensed game is just basically American, just to its core.
Because the first shit you think of is like Medal of Honor, Battlefield, COD, but it's like, nah, this is as American as you can get. You're literally the Burger King.
Yes, you're literally the Burger King
going around harassing people, fucking sneaking burgers into their
this is
briefcases or whatever.
This is the American way.
Yeah.
Eat our burgers.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I played it at my friend's house. It's not a good game.
But it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I wrote a review on it. Go check it out.
It's like a solid 6 out of 10.
It's just that, well, I mean, that's not even that horrible. I'd even say it's lower than that. I think I gave it like a lower score, but I just remember like it was, I didn't get it. I think it was initially like a promotional thing, like you get it at the drive-thru with your Whopper or whatever.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't even like Burger King.
I used to in the 90s. But
it's not my go-to. But I found it I just saw it at GameStop for like 99 cents. I just bought it there. I cheated you, Burger King.
Yes.
Sorry.
The graphics are okay. The music's fine, but it again, as a game, it's pretty unnoteworthy. But as Americana, I mean, you can't beat it.
It's deep-fried, greasy badness.
Actually, they don't deep fry. They actually charcoal grill everything.
Yeah.
So, there you go. So, anyway, moving on to McDonald's games. I've never actually played any of them, but apparently, from what I gather, some of them aren't terrible.
There was like a few on the NES, right?
Yes.
And Genesis and shit.
There was some that, they were like 2D side scrollers, and from what I've seen, they're fine.
I remember when I did that review on Sneaking, I read about the Ronald McDonald 2D game, and yeah, apparently people actually kind of were into it.
Yeah, just
got a decent reaction.
It didn't break any didn't break any new ground, but I mean for a fast food licensed game, apparently it's not terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's the crazy thing about McDonald's.
I don't know if those came with your Happy Meal though. That might have just been like a separate thing.
No, it's crazy about McDonald's. The GDP of McDonald's, that company actually makes more money than some countries.
I know, right?
It actually has a higher population than several countries as well.
And McDonald's, I think you can count on your two hands, how many countries they're not in.
No, yeah, Bhutan, North Korea, Turkmenistan.
Yeah. It's the anti-globalist countries.
Yeah, so like basically, like there's this bit of a side. There's actually this kind of sort of what do you call it? There's this theory out there, the Grand Arch theory. Pretty much any two countries that have a McDonald's haven't gone to war since getting one. So maybe the Golden Arches are actually good for humanity.
It's a unity of peace symbol.
And actually, what's crazy is that the McDonald's arches are considered the most iconic symbol in the world.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it's like more recognizable
Than the crucifix.
than the crucifix. Than
Because like a lot of countries who aren't Christian still have McDonald's.
oh yeah. So you have all those other people like non-Christians. They're still eating there.
Yeah,
so.
Buddhists, Muslims, like they all, they
Everyone
all got
likes
'em.
McDonald's to a degree.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so
You
the
know?
games actually aren't terrible, and like it's an easy sell too. Like Ronald McDonald, he's a clown. Like yeah, he's gonna kids love him.
I'd like to see like a McDonald Grimace like game come back and like with Unreal Engine 5.
Like an actual modern McDonald's game where it's actually like there's actually some thought, effort, and there's actually like effort put into it. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Like an actual modern McDonald's game.
But they do like the old man Kratos thing, but with Ronald McDonald coming out of retirement. Just
No.
like I don't know, like he doesn't have like the makeup or like the afro on. He kind of like looks back at it like when Kratos sees the chains, and he's like Ronald McDonald. I haven't heard that name in a long time. That whole kind of like Rambo thing.
No, yeah. The last time I heard that name, 2 days ago, bro.
We need you back, Ronald.
No, I retired 2 days ago. I don't do that anymore.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days, and he feels like just a lifetime has passed.
Yeah.
So
His arch nemesis, the Burger King.
he has to put aside his rivalry with the Hamburglar to sabotage the Burger King.
Not even, like, they actually just team up against, like, this other evil, like, fast food restaurant that's gonna take over. He meets him at, like, a dingy, like, dive bar, and he's just like, we need you, Ron.
You want it to just be, like, full food fight where, like, they said there's, like, a Brand X restaurant?
Yeah.
It's food fight. They already did that.
In-N-Out, I don't even think they have a mascot.
No, they don't. But anyway, so...
Chick-fil-A.
So basically, it may not be too patriotic, but in terms of Americana, fast food games...
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Moving on, something a little more,
I mean, the first three are just COD, Battlefield, Medal of Honor,
Yeah, so...
Ace Combat.
Moving on to something a little more, I guess, mainstream. Well, no, it's mainstream. So yeah, Call of Duty. But specifically...
Which ones, though?
Specifically
Obviously.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I mean...
You're literally fighting in the streets of Virginia, and you literally take the Capitol building back from the Russians.
Absolutely.
Wait, was it the Capitol or the White House? I forget.
Well, both of them.
Okay, yeah, you literally liberate Washington,
You're
D.C.
like firing javelins at Russian tanks while you're in the White House.
Like you literally free the Capitol from
Yeah.
Russians.
I remember there's one part where like you just got out of like your helicopter and you run into the White House and you're shooting Russians in the Oval Office, just like.
Oh yeah, like the president's desk is all bloody.
And
There's
then
just...
they take it even like if that's not already jacking it up to 11, then in Modern Warfare 3 the game starts out. You're in a crashed helicopter, because of course you are. This is how every one of these fucking games starts out. And then you're like shooting Russians through the New York Stock Exchange and on Wall Street. I'm like, you don't get more like American fuck yeah than this. So I thought it was awesome.
I mean, like Modern Warfare 2, like it was a pretty good change of pace of location because up
Yeah.
until that point, like they never did one where you fight in the U.S. before.
Well, because the Americans, like you only play as them for the first like third of that game until they get blown the fuck up.
Oh, in what do you call it, Modern Warfare 1?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't
They
even
get
take
nuked.
It doesn't even take place in the U.S. in the
No.
first game.
No, not a single mission. So I think of it more like British. Or the SAS or Task Force or whatever.
Yes.
That's what, but Modern Warfare, absolutely. It's still very Michael Bay video game.
So Modern Warfare, I like the first act better. I think like where you play as the Marines in like whatever country it is, that's my
It's a
favorite
really
part.
strong. I mean, I love the whole game, but
I
think,
do too, but I would say that like the first act is a 10 out of 10. The rest are like is a 9 out of 9.
Yeah, the ghillie suit mission though is iconic.
Yes, even though it's inaccurate as all hell. I'm not Spec Ops, but you don't need to be to
Call
know.
of Duty though.
You don't need to be to know that's not how snipers operate.
Yeah, we got Beavis and Butthead now.
Yes. So, but one thing though about Modern Warfare 2, I mean, granted, I guess it was just because of licensing. You go through all these places, you go to all these like sound-alike restaurants, like Burger Town,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. It's one of the best missions.
or like like a diner that's clearly supposed to be TGI Fridays or something.
It's like the same like awning patterns and shit.
No, yeah, like just or like when I like just it really gets me how like they really want to make a good depiction of the U.S., but they never secure any rights to use actual brands.
Except for Homefront.
Segue.
Yeah.
Except for Homefront. Homefront.
So I didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
No, friggin' Homefront, in my opinion, is such an underrated game.
It's good. The first one.
Yes.
Second one sucks ass.
I mean,
from what I saw.
From what I've played.
I've played like a little bit of it, but
it's horrendous.
Yeah.
No, Homefront needs a remaster or a remake. For God's sake, that game is so underrated.
I remember that game was short as hell. Like I beat it in like a couple hours.
The story is very short, but the multiplayer was so much fun. Like,
yeah.
You had all these perks, all these vehicles. It was a grand old time. I loved playing that game back in the day.
Yeah, very similar to Medal of Honor. I remember the online was like very similar.
Yeah, no, but like
Battlefield.
So Homefront though, sticking like with its atmosphere and setting.
Yeah.
It takes place during a North Korean invasion, and basically you become part of the resistance to help liberate your country from the North Koreans, and they went the extra mile. You have Hooters, you have White Castle.
Straight up, yeah.
Like, it was a good game. I really liked the atmosphere of it.
Were those the only two brands they had in there?
I don't remember.
They had Hooters, White Castle. I mean,
they might have
Super American.
They might have had Cola, I think.
Coca-Cola?
I haven't played the game in well over a decade, but
it's been a minute. But it was a solid game. I remember. I really liked the final mission where you're like fighting on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yes.
I know games today don't have the fucking balls to do this, but there was one trophy in that game that you jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Very sad, infamous suicide place, everybody knows. But you jump off, you commit suicide, and there's like a trophy you get for doing that, and it's just like in remembrance or something. I'm like, games would not do that today.
No, a lot of games wouldn't do a lot of things today because times have changed. Yes, Homefront, I loved the campaign. I loved the multiplayer. It was such an... I mean, like... You could just say it was Modern Warfare 2 at home, but what's so bad about that?
It was fun. I liked it.
Just because it's a store brand doesn't mean it's not tasty.
I think I played it twice. I might have played it on like harder difficulty.
I played the hell out of it.
But I just remember that intro, man, was just so gritty. Where they're like shooting the kids' parents in front of them.
It's such a beautifully dark Orwellian, like masterful atmosphere.
Like I dare say that was like borderline World at War levels of like harrowing.
Yes, most certainly. So I would say if anyone's in charge of making a remake, a remaster, or just porting it, please, like for God's sake, you have Rogue Warrior on PlayStation right now.
We've also come to the agreement, and we don't always agree on everything in terms of games, which is why this place is a fun place to debate, but we have come to the consensus World at War is the best COD campaign ever made.
Yes. Yeah. Objectively speaking, in terms of atmosphere.
Like, I've always loved Modern Warfare Trilogy, and I like Black Ops 1 a lot. But World at War has won me over the years.
Yes.
In retrospect.
It's my favorite one. So, but going on towards Medal of Honor. So, the Medal of Honor series, like, most of it was World War II, or, some modern places like Bad Company 2. But
I just know Battlefield's campaigns, like we were saying, like...
They were never really good.
They're not particularly standoutish as, like, considered, like, one of the... I'd say the best one was probably Battlefield 1.
Yes. But even still, the campaigns they had a solid foundation, but because they were so short, they couldn't really spread its wings.
I mean, even so, like Modern Warfare's campaign is really short, but I love the hell out of it.
But even still, like the Battlefield ones are even shorter.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were about the same length from when I played it.
Here's the thing, like with the Modern Warfare series, like it has a 3-act structure, beginning, middle, and end. But because the Battlefield 1 campaigns, they're basically mini campaigns within a broader campaign. It doesn't really have a grand beginning, middle, and end. Just the little campaigns themselves.
So what would you say is the most, like, 4th of July, like, oorah, Go America mission in Call of Duty? Is it that, like, fighting in D.C. mission? Or is it, like, fighting in New York?
I'd say Wolverines, actually.
Oh, the Burger Town?
The very first one.
It's pretty...
Because, like, it's
suburban America.
Because, like, it's a nod to one of my favorite dumb, fun 80s movies, Red Dawn.
Oh, it is.
Dude,
yeah.
there's a picture in Red Dawn. I love it. It's just a bunch of Red Army soldiers in front of a McDonald's. It's beautiful. So, but
That's what they based that off of?
yeah, no, most certain. Like Modern Warfare 2, it's very much Red Dawn.
Gotcha.
Like to a T. Watch the movie. It's really silly, but it's good. It's good. 80s fun.
I remember I was kind of upset I didn't see them again. Like, you play as different Americans in the third one.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have Keith David come back.
Did Ramirez ever make rank? The fact that he's still...
Bro, that guy should be the general of the fucking army at that point.
The fact that he hasn't earned a Medal of Honor for anything
How
he did...
many fucking Russians did that dude kill and put himself in harm's way for a Burger King?
Easily 100...
That's the most American thing you can do.
Dude, easily 150 plus.
Yeah.
Easily.
He's a legend.
So, but real quick though, going back to Battlefield and Medal of Honor...
legend.
So, Battlefield, like again, Bad Company 2... I'd say Bad Company 2 is probably the most...
I played it so long ago. I remember it was like...
I'd say that's the most, like, oorah 4th of July, especially the Vietnam.
It was really
extension.
silly. I remember.
But
it was goofy.
I would say Medal of Honor, the reboot, that's a really good... It doesn't take place in America, but you play as the SEALs
Yeah.
actually fighting in it. Like, a lot of people don't give that game credit. It was one of the first games I played where you actually play in Afghanistan.
I'm gonna get shit for this, but I honestly didn't think that... as stupid as the title is, I don't think Medal of Honor Warfighter deserved the hate it gets. It wasn't like a great game, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bad as people said it was.
No, it's
Like,
not Rogue
I mean, it
Warrior.
killed the series.
Rogue,
No. Oh, Rogue Warrior, that's a fucking...
Rogue Warrior
That's
is
some
probably...
dumb pro-American shit.
Rogue Warrior is undoubtedly probably the worst FPS I've ever played.
I've played one that was worse. It was called Enemy Front, and it was just as bad gameplay-wise, but the only reason it's worse is because it didn't have Mickey Rourke saying obscenities every 5 seconds.
Bleep my bleep.
Yeah.
My
Goddamn cock breath commie motherfuckers.
True story, bro.
True story.
True fucking story.
Trademarked.
So, Medal of Honor actually was a really... I think Medal of Honor 2010 is a very underrated game.
I thought it was pretty good.
I really liked it.
I thought it was either just as good as the Battlefield campaign or better.
So, I mean, the atmosphere in the campaign is
Yeah.
phenomenal because, I love Afghanistan. It's such a beautiful country with such beautiful landscapes.
That's why I like Metal Gear Solid 5.
But it's just the campaign itself. It's just like, I don't remember... I remember, like, one of them's name was Rabbit or something.
Isn't that the guy you play as?
I think so. So, I remember one of the characters' name, but I don't remember any of the...
There was, like, some Duck Dynasty looking dude.
Yeah, but, like, I can't remember a single line of dialogue. In Call of Duty, like, again, Call of Duty might be lowest common denominator, but they're pretty fucking quotable.
I remember there was one character, and the only reason I remember this is because he died making a Yo Mama joke, which I'm just going to spoil, because who gives a shit. In Medal of Honor Warfighter, there's a scene where you're captured by, like, Al-Qaeda or something like that, and, they're interrogating you, and they're like, who's on the other end of this cell phone? Tell me now. And the guy says in Arabic, he goes, your mother. And they just and that guy's, his code name was Mother. I was like, Mother made a Yo Mother joke, and he blows his brains out.
I'd say Medal of Honor was pretty good. Battlefield, I mean, the online's fun, but
I did play both of them,
they
but
still got a long ways to go with
they
their
weren't very
campaigns.
memorable in my mind. I remember, like, they were trying to, like, it wasn't Fort Knox, but weren't they trying to, like steal some gold or some shit?
I don't know.
I don't remember. That was goofy.
Yeah.
Brother in Arms, Hell's Highway, that was a good one.
So Brother in Arms Hell's Highway, it's a good one, but it does not have mainstream appeal.
So obviously, fucking shooters are gonna come to mind, but some westerns.
Gun
is a good game. I like that game. That was basically
I Ain't Your Paul. Is that? Or is that Black?
Black.
There's a
with
game.
all the bullets on the cover.
Like there's a game where it's like, don't worry, Paul, we'll get out. This is actually just it. I ain't your paw.
Yeah, that was that one in the beginning.
That's.
I ain't your father.
That's Gun.
Yeah, in the beginning when you're on the steamboat.
Okay.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Really good story. I like that game a lot. I hope they make it available for modern consoles, but I'm pretty sure you can get it on Steam. Neversoft died though, so we're not getting our Gun 2. But Gun was basically the game that walked so Red Dead can run. Although Red Dead Revolver might be older than Gun, but Red Dead Revolver, I don't really like that game that much.
Is that Rockstar?
Yeah, it was actually technically the same series but different timeline. But Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, obviously super American.
I just thought of something.
American West. What?
Do you think they called it Red Dead Redemption because they're like, that game sucked, this is that series Redemption?
Well, actually, no. A lot of people like Red Dead Revolver. I just personally hated it.
Okay.
Because I got frustrated with it. I was just like, why is this so freaking agitating to play. Yeah,
I
just suck at it.
I've never played any of the Red Dead games.
Well, Red Dead Revolver is like totally. You don't need to play that shit. Just play Red Dead 2 or 1 in either order. I would just say play them in order.
From what I gather, the Red Dead games, they're a beautiful portrayal of old American Western history, albeit pretty inaccurately, as most Westerns are.
Well, yeah, they always hype it up for the cameras.
Like, I'm sure most of you are aware that the Old West wasn't nearly as exciting as the movies.
It's not always like Doc Holliday and Tombstone and Jesse James. And all that.
It's actually pretty boring.
Yeah, the American frontier. Also, it's not just the American West though. Like Red Dead 2, it has like the whole layout of that map, even geographically, is very much not the entirety of the United States, but it has elements of Northeast. It has elements of like Yellowstone. It has obviously the American West, like the deserts and the mountains and everything. But if you go south, it's like the whole Saint Denis or Saint Denis, whatever you call it, in the game. Like it's straight up just New Orleans, and it takes place in a very pivotal time in America where we were going from Wild West outlaws dying out, and we were segueing into like the Industrial Revolution.
Yes.
Yeah. Very awesome game. Red Dead. Everybody knows Red Dead 2 is a masterpiece.
When Red Dead 3 comes out.
If it comes out. I don't think it should, personally. I think they wrapped the story. The arc was perfect. We don't need to see Jack in the future in World War I. We can leave it to our depressing, cynical brains to figure out what happens. Let's let it be. Let Red Dead just die, and Red Dead just stay
dead.
I mean, it's a lot. I don't say it's dead because it didn't. It wasn't like it ended on a bad note. Like Halo's dead.
Pretty dead.
Yeah. But
So let's see. We got that out of the way. Oh, you know what? I mean, I'll say it. Stranger's Wrath. I mean, I know it takes place in an alien world, but it has a very American feel to it, obviously.
Well, yeah, he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
he's
like,
American Western. That's it.
It's an alien American Western, but it definitely feels very distinctly American. It's a frontier location on the planet.
Yeah.
It's very like it's in that in between phase of development. It's still a work in progress.
It's also like it's so easy to just kind of gloss over like the obvious ones. Like any Tom Clancy game, you got Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher. He's like it's all American spy drama. And Sam Fisher.
Didn't he die?
Sam Fisher's the protagonist of Splinter Cell.
No, I thought he died and then he was cloned and then he fought his brother who was the original.
Solid Snake?
I'm sorry.
No, Splinter Cell. But
I don't know anything about Metal Gear or Splinter Cell, do forgive.
But Tom Clancy games, and not the boring ass Division, even though that is very American.
That game looked so sleep inducing.
Oh dude, that game is like the fucking equivalent to like stale toast of video games.
It's the British cuisine of video games.
It really is. It's so fucking boring.
No disrespect to any British people who may watch this. I actually quite like your country and culture.
Well, they make my
favorite. I
favorite.
have a Union Jack on my wall, actually.
Brits made my favorite video game, Banjo-Kazooie, so respect. Yeah, so like any Tom Clancy games, like Rainbow Six Vegas, Oorah,
Very much so.
Ghost Recon.
Again, I've never played any Tom Clancy games. Like, I'd rather just, the most, I guess,
SOCOM.
The most highbrow shooter games I ever played were the Battlefield games where they require some tacticalness and skill. But usually I just stuck to, Call of Duty or Overwatch. Oh, Mortal Kombat. We have frickin'
Johnny Cage.
We have Johnny Cage and Erwin Black.
Erwin Black. But he was only in one game.
Or Aaron Black.
Yeah, the cowboy.
I hated his look. I didn't
care for him either.
He was like, I don't no offense to you because I know I don't care about cowboys. I think cowboys are really silly.
Well, I just love Red Dead Redemption.
You love cowboys. You've watched every spaghetti western ever made.
I've seen a few of them.
Every single one.
Sergio Leone.
Yes, all 386 of them.
Is there that many?
Yes, he made that many movies. Many of them in the same year. In all seriousness,
he made one movie every day for just a whole year. Wait. Not to get too off topic, but can you tell the story about the Troll 2 director guy, the Italian guy? I know we're talking about America here, but it's important.
What do you want to know?
I just like the way you say the Claudio, your film.
Okay, so basically, side note, Troll 2 was made by an Italian film director in Utah who didn't speak any English.
Yeah.
And basically, he just what he made Troll 2. That's what he portrayed. Like he thought like of American culture to be like, yeah, this is how Americans talk. This is how Americans act. This is what Americans do for fun. And obviously that's the case. So anyway, he makes the film. He thinks it's a visionary. Like he thinks he's a visionary. He thinks he's a revolutionary. He thinks that this is his magnum opus. And then later, when the film comes out in Rome, his friend comes to him and goes, Claudio, your film, the critics, they hate it. It's doing terrible. So.
They hate it. It's doing terrible.
Yes. To this day, he still says people just don't understand. Yes.
Yeah, Call of Juarez.
I'd say Troll 2 is a good slice of Americana, even though it's not a game.
Yeah.
Call of Juarez. Okay, I never played Call of Juarez.
I played a few of them.
But from what I gather, they're pretty decent.
Yeah, there was one I played. It was like Bound in Blood, where you play as you switch between the two brothers.
Yes.
That was pretty good. I like that one. But yeah, pretty much any like American Western themed game. I mean, there's some super American roots. I mean, that's pretty much what a lot of foreigners have in their mind when they think of America. They just think of like Texas for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I don't like.
Or like Arizona, like cowboys and Indians.
What else? Did we mention BioShock Infinite, or do we just like briefly gloss over it?
Well, I was about to talk about Sniper Elite because you just play as generic wooden American man named what the fuck's his name? Frank or some shit.
His name is John.
Yeah, John Gunperson.
No, his name is John Avery Mann.
Sergeant John Johnson.
Yes, BioShock. I'd say BioShock Infinite probably is the most like even more so than Red Dead, even more so than anything. I'd say that is just. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
No, you never got one. I would say BioShock Infinite is probably the most American shooter ever made.
And it's awesome, despite its racism.
Yes, it does portray American society fairly accurately for the time.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But Father Comstock, man, he's American, all right.
Yes, he looks like a big racist Santa Claus.
This is not my jacket. Why? But I'm wearing it because America, right? Ka-chow. All right.
It's fine. There's no name, rank, or branch on it, so it's not.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that I'd like offend people because they'd be like, "That's stolen valor," but
it's not.
He was Navy, and he says it was okay because it's not. There's not any patches.
If there's no name, rank, branch,
emblems, any of that,
it's not stolen valor.
Yeah.
They literally have surplus stores.
I was using an authentic American military issued weapon though, so
yes.
I don't want to mistake anybody.
Best $2 I ever spent, Party City.
I don't want to confuse anyone with my authentic real needler here. Don't have your finger on the trigger, otherwise it's gonna look like he got headbutted by a porcupine.
I'm trying to remember the actual rules of engagement with that.
With the needlers in combat?
No, just guns. I remember the most basic one is don't ever point at anything you don't intend to shoot at.
Yeah.
And like keep your finger off the trigger until
it's like always assume it's loaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kid you not, in security training, we had fake guns, literally just solid pieces of rubber. Nothing can get, literally, it's just a solid piece of rubber, and if you were to play around with it, you'd still get in trouble.
Always assume that piece of rubber's loaded.
I guess so.
Yeah, man.
Because rubber bullets do exist.
So wait, what were you saying about BioShock?
BioShock Infinite is probably the most American.
BioShock Infinite honestly might be like top 3, and just like when we thought of American games for this list, we're just like
they literally worship the founding fathers
as
like saints.
Like Ben Franklin and George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, like they're all actual like deities.
Yeah, essentially they're all deities.
They're all gods.
Like it's hysterical, and obviously there's the very problematic aspects of that society. The way they worship the founding fathers, their racism, but just from a purely aesthetic standpoint.
Yeah, they had all that like every race but the white man propaganda throughout the game if you read the posters.
Very
and shit.
Jim Crowish.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's one thing though, from a purely aesthetic standpoint, I feel like it really captures it's a really good blend of colonial American and Chicago World's Fair. That's what they were going for. They were going for a mix of colonial America and Chicago's World's Fair, and I feel like it's just so beautifully designed.
It's so beautifully designed in a utopian dream, actual American dream, like literally an American dream
On the surface,
in
anyway.
the sky. Yeah, on the surface, of course.
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely beneath the surface. There's quite a few things.
But the thing is, it doesn't really take much to scratch to get through the surface.
Not at all. No, it's pretty in your face. But when you first take that elevator up,
yes,
it's that juxtaposition with the first BioShock where you take the elevator down. It's just that narration and just you go up in the sky. Just that intro to that world is like, fuck, dude, I want to explore this place.
Yes.
I want to explore like a real American explorer. Yeah, Lewis and or Clark. Sacagawea. Yeah.
Another game series that it's not American in origin, but it's very American in character. The Silent Hill games. It's very Stephen.
Still playing it.
It's still very Stephen King. Very like.
I mean, it is in like Maine or some shit.
Yeah, it takes
right?
place in Maine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just like. We're from the East Coast, and we see that stuff all around the historic place.
If you could not tell, I'm from the East Coast.
Where we're from, yeah, we have a lot of lighthouses, boardwalks, historic centers like that. Like, I mean, if you go to Maine or Maryland, yeah, it's very, it's very Silent Hill-ish.
Yeah. Maine or Maryland? New England.
New England.
That's not Maryland's not New England.
It's not.
No. New England is 6 states. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island.
Not New York.
No, technically no.
Okay.
It only starts in Connecticut.
Because yeah, like basically we've been to New England. Yeah, it looks just like it.
Yeah, I love New England. It's one of my favorite spots in the United States.
Colonial history in America is basically like all the colonial historic parts, like the churches, lighthouses, all that. It's really cool to look at and see.
Yeah, man. Which actually reminds me, New England.
The Sleepy Hollow Church is beautiful.
Did they ever have? I'm sure they did, but did they ever have like a Sleepy Hollow game? Like at least like a decent. I'm surprised that there's no like Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman games out there. I remember like World of Warcraft had some event where the Headless Horseman would run around and kill your characters.
No, like that. I'm sure Headless Horseman has appeared in games, but I don't think he's ever had his own dedicated game that I'm aware of.
Would you play as Ichabod Crane or the Headless Horseman just going around like chopping people's heads off? I guess you could switch between the two.
Sure. What you about to say? You want to say Fallout New England?
No, I was going to talk about Fallout in a bit, but I mean that would make sense because Fallout 4 is in Boston, and Fallout 3 is DC, and then Fallout New Vegas is obviously Vegas and the surrounding area.
I had my wedding in Vegas, and I'm not going to lie, it's pretty fire.
You like Vegas?
I love Vegas.
Yeah, it's cool.
I met the Pawn Stars guy there.
Yeah, it was a cool place. I like the Hoover Dam. That was fun.
I went for the very surface level stuff in Vegas. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's cheap to stay, but what happens there, will stay there, except gonorrhea.
That follows you wherever you go.
I
never played it in the Fallout.
But Assassin's Creed 3, yeah. So Assassin's Creed 3.
Well, yeah, it takes place in colonial America. You play as a native man.
That was kind of the main draw initially with that game was the idea of, in the beginning, and Assassin's Creed 3, it catches some strays, I think. I honestly think that game was still during the golden years. That game, it starts out, the first couple hours, you're playing as this guy, you don't know who he is. His name's Hatham. And you're like, wait, where's the dude on the cover that you thought you were going to play as? Because every game, you just, you're Desmond, and you go back. But I don't remember exactly how Assassin's Creed 3 starts out. I'm pretty sure you're Desmond. You go into the Animus like you usually do. But you're just playing as this dude sailing across from, like, England to, the New World. And you get there, and then finally, you're at this, like, round table. And then you do this pledge, and you're like, shit, he's a Templar. You're playing as the bad guy. Although it's all a matter of perspective. But then you realize, no, you're playing as the father who, got busy with one of the native ladies. And then the son, Connor, he's got a Native American name, but I can't remember what it's called. It's very long. It starts with an R. But basically Connor, nickname Connor, you play as him throughout most of the rest of the story. But the main draw is, like, at the time, just like Battlefield 1, because World War 1 hadn't been really explored upon a lot, in gaming. Neither did colonial America. Like Revolutionary War, that wasn't seen a lot in games at the time.
It still really isn't.
It still really isn't. That's why I loved Assassin's Creed 3. I thought that, I mean, 4 you play as the father of Haytham, who's, wait, Connor, and then there's, I think it's Edward, is the pirate.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there was a couple that took place in America after that, but I feel like Assassin's Creed 3, it really nailed that feeling of just heroicism, romanticized Revolutionary War, like, the British are coming. Like, there's literally a fucking mission where you're riding around on the horse with Paul Revere knocking on people's doors going, hey, the British are coming, the British are... I was just like, damn, all right.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty, I mean, Assassin's Creed was always silly like that, but I feel like back then it really, it knew it was being silly, and it just kind of, it played itself so seriously, though. Like, kind of like, I wouldn't say, it was never as stupid as Mortal Kombat, but it had that same level of, like, you know that it knows it's being kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon, where it's like, I don't know, you'll help a random guy with an errand, right? You don't know who this guy is, he's a stranger, he looks a little familiar, but he's younger than you're used to seeing him. And then it's just like, thanks, what was your name, by the way? Washington, George Washington. It's like, oh! Or like you'll be helping a dude like fly a kite with something, and then you go do something, and then you start piecing it together. It's like, I'm Benjamin Franklin. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know you. You're on the money. He's like, yeah, that's me on the money. That's what he says in the game. Real quote. Trademarked.
He's already on the money?
Yeah. Oh, that's how he got all the women. Benjamin Franklin, notorious man whore. He that's how he picked up chicks. He's like, you see that $100 bill? And then
that doesn't sound true at all.
Anyway, Assassin's Creed 3 was a good game. I might replay it. I might do a Let's Play on it.
Is it on modern consoles?
All the Assassin's Creed games except for, I think, the first one are available, but I really enjoyed that. I remember there were certain missions in that, and I really liked the, not to get too sidetracked, but I really like the dynamic and juxtaposition between Connor and Haytham. Like, you're seeing it from a Templar's point of view, too. Just that kind of writing where you're kind of rooting for everybody to win, that always hits for me. If it's done well, obviously.
Yes.
There's the caveat.
Absolutely.
But anyway, Assassin's Creed 3, absolutely. America, fuck yeah. Moving on. Your turn.
It's not Resident Evil 7. It takes place in Louisiana.
It is. It's in the bayou.
It takes place in Louisiana. You know, it has, you know, some Civil War references to it. You know, it's got that very, you know, very distinct Southern hospitality vibe. So
many games take place in America, but it's like, is it really pro-America? Because like The Last of Us, both games are a journey across America, but it's like, is that a game you think of when it's 4th of July?
I wouldn't say it's not patriotic, but it's distinctly American.
Very much so, yeah.
That's the way I would look at it.
It is a journey. I mean, you're in like fucking Pittsburgh, and then you're in like Santa Barbara and Boston, Seattle, Salt Lake City. Like, I feel like Assassin's Creed 3, BioShock Infinite, those are like really good examples that aren't like too easy, where it's like, I feel like Last of Us, it's not really a stretch, but like, even Resident Evil 7, like, it might be a little bit of a stretch, even though it is obviously very distinctly American. And then you have your SOCOMs and Medal of Honor, where it's like, yeah, that's obviously super pro-America. Where do we kind of find these games that are in the middle? And ultimately, we landed on American Trucking Simulator.
No.
What do we got?
Big rigs over the road racing.
Of course. Big rigs. It wasn't even made by Americans.
It was made by Ukrainians who were very likely very, very drunk.
A bunch of drunken Eastern Europeans.
Which we can say.
God bless. I hope they're doing well. Yes. Even though you made the worst, god-awful piece of shit game.
You literally made... it's the only game I feel like deserves a 0 out of 10 because it's not finished.
Yeah. Read our review on Big Rigs, which I actually think they added it to Steam recently.
They added it to our review?
No, they God no. Or they added the game. Like, you can buy it now.
You should not pay a single cent for that piece of garbage.
I might do it just for, like, because it's funny. It might make a funny video. But
just do a Let's Play of it, man.
I might do... Well, I mean, it's going to be such a short video.
Why?
Because you don't beat that game. I mean, you're a winner. Like, you're always winning. There's no way to lose.
Well, So? Sure.
No, but like a whole Let's Play is like you start to finish. It's like multiple episodes usually. Big rigs, it's like that's gonna be like a 5-minute video.
You could stretch it out to an hour.
Can you?
Yeah, just drive around, do whatever you want.
Well, I'll drive backwards.
Yeah.
See how high of a
Actually, that's what you
MPH
do.
I can get.
You'll just drive backwards for an hour and see how fast you can go.
It's so dumb. Yeah, well, I feel like Fallout's another one of those where it's like it is very distinctly American, but almost like it's another post-apocalyptic like The Last of Us. Fallout, you know, it's always in America though. I think. I've only played 3, 4 in New Vegas, but yeah, it is distinctly. It's nuclear apocalypse, hundreds of years in the future sometimes, and you're always still pro-American despite all the mutants and shit trying to kill you, and all of the people. Like, there's another game like Rage that came up that I played a while ago. I know they made a sequel. That's I think it's free to play on PlayStation, but another distinctly kind of Mad Maxy but in America kind of vibe to it.
Never played it.
But yeah, Fallout. We didn't really know where to place this, but I decided to throw out there Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tony Hawk's Underground, like all of them.
It's
Tony
not-
Hawk's American Wasteland.
It's not patriotic, but it's very American.
Yeah, even though it's like skate culture is like very rebellious, and not necessarily like pro America, but like hoorah.
Yeah, but it's very distinctly American state culture.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. I mean, I could be like, isn't punk in general like American?
Punk. Well, no, because punk rock's very British too.
Oh, it started in Britain. Okay.
I mean, like the Sex Pistols and I know the Ramones are from New York, but like a lot of those punk bands, like the OG ones, are like a lot of them Anarchy in the UK. You know, I think they're all from everywhere though.
Fair enough.
A lot of music comes from England.
Yes.
Far Cry 5, was in like, I think it was in like Montana or something like that.
I never played
Religious
Far Cry
cult.
5.
Yeah.
I never played any of the Far Cry games except for 3.
You really haven't?
No.
Damn, man, you should at least play 3.
I played
4's
3.
good too.
I played 3 at your house for like maybe 30 minutes, and then we went to get Denny's.
Is that what happened?
Something like that. America is a wonderful. America, we love thee.
Dead Rising.
Never played it.
Dead Rising 1, I think, was like in a mall in like Colorado.
That's pretty American.
It was pretty damn American.
Yeah, it's very.
You play as photographer Frank West.
Remember, there was this one guy I knew who quoted that guy all the time, thinking he was just the funniest person in the world. I covered wars, you know. Congratulations. I'd say we probably should have mentioned this earlier, but another like just American corporatism incarnate is Pepsi Man.
Pepsi
There's
Man.
literally a game where you play as Pepsi
Yeah.
Man, and all you do is just run through the streets and give people Pepsi.
Who did a review on that? Was that Video Game Donkey?
AVGN.
AVG did one too?
Yeah.
Pepsi Man. That game's like terrible, right?
Oh, it's horrible. It's one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Pepsi made that game?
They definitely licensed
Or they
it.
funded it? Yeah.
Yeah. Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man, like how long do they even have a mascot for? Because it's nylon suit.
That's a very 90s thing. I don't think that quite carried over to the 21st century.
In the what do you call those suits? The
Not like a
The
bodysuit. Yeah.
yeah.
Nylon bodysuit.
stretchy suit.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Oh, dude, like just all the Pepsi that these people drink, like they must be so dehydrated. Doesn't anyone in this place just drink water? Maybe
Just some ice to chew on.
some soy milk, something a little less, fizzy.
Ugh. I don't even like Pepsi.
Uh,
I feel like it's just nasty.
yeah, Coke's always like when everyone says, whenever I ask for a Coke and they say Pepsi, okay, I always tell them no.
Yeah.
No.
And you know what? Now we're gonna eat somewhere else. How dare you?
In fact, I'm going to leave you a 0 out of 10 on Yelp. This user does not recommend.
Yeah, giving you a nasty Yelp review, and we're gonna come to your house and beat the shit out of you too.
And Pepsi Man is going to force feed you all the Pepsi and see how you like it.
Yeah. You know what? It's not even gonna be Pepsi. It's gonna be Diet store branded fucking
RC
Like-
Cola.
Pep Cola, or like one Pepto.
Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man.
What a silly, silly mascot.
Did he talk?
No. He doesn't have a mouth, guy.
I have no mouth and I must scream. So yeah,
I have no nose and
when
I
you
must
think of
sneeze.
celebrating 4th of July, you think of Pepsi Man.
Yes.
Gangsta. See how I did was sideways, Neeler?
Absolutely. Three other games I like to mention. Friday the 13th, the game, both of them.
Very American, yeah.
The Quarry and Until Dawn. Does Until Dawn take place in summer?
No, it's just like it's snowing and shit.
Yeah,
in the
you're right.
mountains. I think it's like the opposite of
Okay.
the Quarry, basically.
So
I don't know if it's the same universe.
So Until
though.
Dawn mentioned, but so Friday the 13th and the Quarry, that's very much in tune with, like, 80s horror Americana, like a Killer in the Woods type vibe.
Well, also like the Quarry takes place in the summertime when 4th of July happens, so I was thinking more of that too.
That's true
Like,
too.
in time of the season, you know.
No, yeah, like you get to see fireworks and everything.
Yeah, you can see fireworks and whatever kind of mysteries going on. I won't spoil it because it's kind of new.
So yeah, like it's weird. Like in the 80s, so like Halloween basically laid the groundwork, but Friday the 13th was what really, like, Halloween walked so Friday the 13th could run, which is ironic because neither of them run. But anyway, yeah, like that is Friday the 13th is basically what popularized like the 80s summer horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it carried on with its own video game adaptation. It carried on with the Quarry, and no, yeah, like it's just, again, I also feel like that's just a very distinct American thing, like a summer horror movie.
A good summer slasher.
Yeah, most certainly. I've been to Blairstown where they filmed the first movie. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, it's cool.
I ate at the diner. I went down the street that she walks down.
Oh my god. Oh my god. How did we not think of this?
Do tell.
The most American game ever fucking made.
Duke Nukem?
Duke Nukem, absolutely. I've got balls of steel.
Balls, balls, balls.
Balls, 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 balls.
Ventriloquial harassment.
Kick ass and chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
So,
blow it out your ass.
Blow it out your ass. I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck. I've got balls of steel.
It's so juvenile.
The second most American game ever made.
What?
Ride to Hell Retribution.
It's very American.
It
takes place in post-Vietnam, U.S.A. society. It's got the biker gangs. It's got the the diners. It's got the whole trucking culture along with it. It has everything that makes America America.
People that don't know shit about video games and then they overhear somebody like Rogue Warrior or Jake from Ride to Hell, they think that that's the coolest guy ever.
Yes.
But really, yeah, we like him. We like him for all the wrong reasons.
So there's two things we came up with. Draking it when you're doing something really cool like Nathan Drake.
And cheating death, yeah.
And then you're jaking it where you're just a complete waste. Like Jake Conway.
Jake Conroy? Conway. Yeah.
He literally...
Jake.
That game...
Who wants to play as some asshole named Jake?
No offense to anyone named Jake, but no,
I mean it. Fuck you.
No, I remember, like, in the game...
I'm just kidding.
You literally kill this guy, you slam his head against a pool table, and then you have sex on it with his girlfriend.
Oh, like you beat up other rival biker dudes, and they're harassing women, and then they just sleep with you as a reward. You're still wearing your fucking jeans, by the way. You just keep kicking them.
You can literally kick pretty much any enemy to death with an infinite kick.
Yeah.
It takes
too long.
It takes way too long, but it is so funny to see.
Oh yeah, it's the unblockable kick from Jake. So honestly, Jake can beat anyone in a fight if he just keeps kicking.
Except the big rig.
But like he could beat any Dark Souls boss because they won't even like. It'd be like Hartman when he's whacking Kyle with the wiffle ball bat.
Boom, 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 boom.
We'll get there eventually. So yeah, Ride to Hell Retribution is a very American game made by very, very dumb Americans.
Yes.
Whoever you are. I want to see a documentary on that game.
It was supposed to be an open world game.
God damn it.
Can you imagine how much worse it would have been if they actually stuck with that?
Oh man. I want to see what like the director's cut looks like.
So another one that's kind of American, Kane and Lynch.
Kane and Lynch, yeah.
It's got that grimy, grungy, like underground American feel. It's a huge piece of shit.
Kane Lynch 2, I think it's deliberately a piece of shit though.
Why would you make a game that's deliberately a piece of shit?
You gotta play it like it's no. I mean, it is a bad game.
It's horrible.
It's really bad, but
Yes.
it's actually pretty enjoyably bad.
You
like,
said that about Resident Evil 6. That game is not enjoyable.
And Resident Evil 6 is enjoyably bad.
I hated that game.
Try it again. You
No.
gotta do the co-op.
No, I'm sick of it. I hated it. I hated every bit of it. That
All right, better example. Max Payne. My bad. Max Payne.
Max Payne.
Yeah.
Say what you will about capitalism, but you always get what you pay for. Just this
Max Payne trilogy is
just this dark, brooding, alcoholic guy. Just this. He's just so black-pilled. Just life is just so meaningless and egregious to him.
I love the guy.
His name is literally Pain because he's always in pain.
He's always in pain. He's got a crippling addiction to painkillers and alcohol. Oh, Max Payne. Classic Max and your substance abuse.
That's such a stupid but ingenious pun, Max
Yeah.
Payne, because he's just, I'm in pain.
I love it. I mean, I feel like we're really kind of stretching this now. It's starting to feel like we're really, like, reaching American, like... It's just in America. I mean, so much shit takes place.
He's not patriotic.
I mean, fucking Spider-Man. We didn't even mention that.
He's very distinctly American, though. Like, that is
He
an
is.
American protagonist.
Unmistakably American protagonist.
He drinks, he does drugs, and he powers up with it.
Yeah. But Nathan Drake's an American, but, like, you'd spend, like, no time in the United States except for, like, this one mission where you're at home playing Crash Bandicoot
That's
while eating chicken noodle soup.
Crash Bandicoot is... You know what, how about we do another episode where it's distinctly Australian characters?
That'd be cool.
Because there's a lot of them.
There's quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but no, yeah, Max Payne, he's not patriotic, but he's very distinctly American. It's where Nathan Drake is also American, but I guess because he's so cultured that you don't really focus on the American aspects of it. You focus on, you're in Tibet, you're in the Middle East,
Yeah.
You pay more attention to that than, anything else.
Oh, so, what about the Oregon Trail game on the computer? Oregon Trail, it's an American game.
That game sucks.
It does?
Yes.
I thought people liked that game.
They do?
You died of dysentery?
Isn't
No, it's like the text adventure game.
Chex Adventure?
No, the Oregon Trail. It's like one of the oldest games. It's from like the 70s.
Oh.
It's a text adventure.
Oh, texted. Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, like you type in like
I thought it was
eat
like something you got in your cereal or something.
the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
No, it's a video game, dude. It's like one of the oldest ones.
Oh, my mistake. Never played it.
I'm surprised you didn't even know about it.
No, I know Tennis for Two. It's made of radar equipment.
No, it's I mean, it's one of those really early games before, Nintendo started making video games.
Well, congratulations.
Oregon Trail. Resistance. I remember you do play as an American dude, I think. I thought it was British dude. I remember. Resistance was a while ago. And then you fucking play as a different guy in the third one, because at the end of the second one, spoiler alert, you just shoot the guy in the head. So whatever.
That's very American.
That's super American. Then you just play as that guy in the third game.
Okay, so this isn't really patriotic, but it's distinctly... I'd say the South Park games are pretty distinctly American.
They definitely are.
Oh.
Especially when you go to Canada and it's like a Game Boy Advance game.
It's like an Atari game.
It's the best. L.A. Noire, very distinctly American.
I really want to play that Mouse Private Investigator game.
The Great Mouse Detective. It's a good movie.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It was fine.
I like that movie.
It's fine.
I'll needle you. I'll needle you.
Anyway, Mouse PI. It's that it's that first-person rubber hose style cartoon game.
Oh yeah, the Mickey Mouse looking game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks cool.
That's very distinctly 1930s American cartoon, and I love that era of animation.
Like Cuphead, kind of.
I can't wait to play it. It looks so dope.
Yeah, like old animation. I mean, so much shit comes out of America culturally, but I'm just talking about it. I feel like we've named all the big ones. Like specifically, I feel like BioShock Infinite, Assassin's Creed 3, those were good picks. Besides the obvious military shooters, but what's another good one that's really America? Hell yeah. Oorah. And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, Duke Nukem was a good one. But
I've got balls of steel.
any game that takes place in America,
balls, 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 balls.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
That's don't even mention that. Skip that one.
You'll never escape Mr. Bones' wild ride. Cruising USA, Crazy Taxi.
I'd say the wrestling games are pretty distinctly American.
Oh, it's American as fuck.
Because wrestling is a very American thing.
It's very dumb fun.
It's very popular in Japan and Mexico and elsewhere, but
anything that encapsulates just dumb consumerism.
Yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. That's one of my favorite games. It's by no means a good game. It's actually objectively pretty bad, but I love it. I played.
A lot of people seem to like that one specifically.
It's just it's sentimentality.
Yeah. That one was pretty popular. I remember I had a friend bring that one over and we played. I think it was 2007.
No, yeah, dude, I played that game for hours back when it came out.
Yeah, just like the custom like characters you can make.
That was the best part, making all the wrestlers that you could do. It's fucking awesome.
Tony Hawk's Underground, it was like making all the skate parks. Like usually in games don't really do it too well. I remember Halo 3 Forge mode and Halo Reach Forge. It was like some of the best versions of create your own maps. But I remember Tony Hawk's Underground on the PS2. That actually had a pretty fun like make your own map kind of. Halo, no, it's like. You have your pre-rendered map, the map that's there, you add on to it, but that's why Halo Reach had that one map specifically where it was very vast, but also had a lot of empty sections that you could just get creative with, that you had Foundry in Halo 3, and then in Halo Reach, I forget what it was called, but there's that giant, it was like 3 maps combined into one, but they had all different areas, like an interior architect, like Forerunner-looking area, and then you had, the island. And this has to do with America because you're building your own infrastructure. And America is all about building your own dreams.
So with that being said, you keep those dreams alive and you build to your heart content.
I had Mafia on here. I'm looking forward to Mafia, the old country. I'm going to do a Let's Play of that. Sunset Overdrive, I didn't get to play too much of that, but I know it was like one of the few games worth playing on the Xbox One. I think that just about does it, honestly. GTA 4, it's like, it is a very American-centralized theme because you're playing as the Serbian dude coming to America trying to fight for that American dream. Obviously, you're a criminal, but, Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Tune in to the PlayRatedGames podcast each and every Sunday. Follow my travel vlog channel, Globetrotting Guido. In the real world map, follow Mikhail around the world.
Listen, all I'm saying is this. With that being said, the American dream is in you. You work to make that dream happen. We hope you had a great time today. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time. You stay classy, USA.
Thanks for watching, everyone. God bless. Hoorah!